Okay, water. I mean, it's very important. We all know it, but I think most of us have been convinced or we've been distracted from just how important this fundamental resource and nutrient is for our life, for our health, and for the quality of pretty much everything that we do. Because water is one of those things that, until we take a quick moment to stop and think just how important it is, I think it's the one thing that we can all agree that we cannot do without in our lives. And as we grow, as we, continue to develop and there's more advancements and there's technology, there's one thing that remains the same. It's the essential need and want for water, pure water, and not just any water, but quality water. As we understand, not all water is the same. There is some water that brings death and some water that brings life. And it's not just two different kinds. There are many different kinds of water. Water that are rich in minerals, depleted in minerals, water that has structure, water that's contaminated, water that has chemicals. There is all sorts of water that we can have. And as we understand in the past, 99% of all illnesses were waterborne. But I think in the common day and currently, we just seem to have forgotten or been distracted from a lot of that knowledge that we used to once know. And today, in a day of health, in a day of transparency, and really having the importance of water is more important today than it ever has before. If you've seen the recent news with 3M and the contamination, they're paying $10 billion to clean up water in 300 cities. This has been an ongoing case. It was for over a year, and I'm so glad to hear that the water is getting cleaned up. But if you read the news, you also saw that this is going to take over a decade to do. And I don't think any of us can hold our breath and not drink water for that long. So we really have to do our part. Just like you can't pay anybody to do your push-ups, we have to do our part to keep ourselves healthy and choose the right things for ourselves and our family and the people around us that we love. I think the most important thing that we should look at when it comes to our health is not just the water that we drink, the water that we cook with, and the water that we bathe in. So it's important not just to have water that is free of virus, bacteria, and contaminants in your home, but also when you go out. So whether you travel with a bottle that keeps you safe, or you have a filtration system that's built into your home, and even if you're renting and you're traveling, maybe you have a travel filter or you have a under the counter system that you install. And this doesn't require any professional installation or anything like that, and you can easily disconnect with just a simple wrench, or sometimes you don't even need that. And the most beautiful thing is understanding that you will be protected from this water so you can go on living a healthy life and focusing on those things that you want to do with your friends, your family, and those that you love. When it comes to choosing the right filter, that was the biggest surprise. And I'm going to share on this journey exactly what I've found and the common culprit in a lot of these nanoplastics that they found in the water. A lot of these water bottle companies are filtering their water too, or at least they say they do. And for us to find not just a little bit more, but 100 times more nanoplastics in the water bottles, it begs the question, where are all these nanoplastics coming from? And when you deal with physical separation, or when you rely on just small holes or micron sizes, it makes sense. It's only a matter of time before these small holes get clogged. And every time you have a variance in pressure, or basically every single time the water gets turned on and off, then you're going to have some of the contaminants easily push through. And that's why having just hole size is not a reliable way to filter water, and why there is so much water wasting with reverse osmosis systems. Two reasons why we should never rely on just reverse osmosis. And to me, it's completely outdated technology. We need to rely on upgraded advanced filtration that's designed for water and the contaminants and the common issues that we have today. There's very few filters out there that actually do what they say they're going to do. And then furthermore, there's very few filters that have gone to test not just what they do at the beginning, but until the end of life. What we're going to look for is a filter that even if you were to put poisons, bacteria, and viruses into the filter and into the water flow, it's able to protect it. Again, not just at the beginning, but until the very end of its life. And that's what we call safe water, is we want water that's completely free from virus, bacteria, cysts, giardia, and all of that bioburden, and water that we can be free from chemicals and the contaminants that will harm our health. I think this is the most important thing, and it would be nice if, especially with these states turning on their toilet to tap recycling programs, it'd be very nice to, as a consumer or just as a person wanting to enjoy a nice tea, coffee, or a bread, and just trying to enjoy a good meal, it would be nice for us to have a logo or a seal, something that we can trust and something that we can rely on to know that they have safe water and that the filter is updated. And you can actually see, maybe by scanning or maybe by just entering a little ID code, to check and see whether that place that you are, visiting, drinking, bathing, or eating from has water that is safe. If you agree with me, check down below. I'm going to put the link to a website, which is the bluewaterseal.org. It is a nonprofit organization that I am starting for just that. It's to provide transparency in a world of contaminated water, so that way you can see clearly, and you can choose a water filter that will give you safe water at your home, and a seal and a label that you can see clearly in restaurants, hotels, dental offices, spas, and more, so you know that they have safe water. Thank you, take care, and we'll see you on the next video. Remember, health starts with safe water.